friend of ours, Dee Harley, from Harley Farms in Pescadaro, California. Welcome, Dee. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're honored to have you have time in your busy goat milking days and cheese making days to join us for a little chat about cheese. And these are really meant to be informal and fun. So we're here to have a good time. And
that's good.
Out there, if anybody has a question, go ahead and unmute yourself, please, and just say, I have a question. And Dee and I will look at you and you can ask the questions. So Dee, tell us, how did you start Harley Farms?
Well, it was quite by default, really. I worked on a neighboring farm, a herb farm, selling dried tomatoes to different people. And one of those people was Nancy Gaffney, who had some goats and was making goat cheese near Santa Cruz, which is about 45 minutes away from us. And one day she came up to pick up her order of dried tomatoes at our house. And she said, wow, what a great place. Why don't you buy some goats from me? You do the milk and I'll make the cheese. And it literally started from there. I got 6 goats because we live on an old cow dairy farm. That's kind of the impetus for it. And it was derelict for almost 50 years. It was originally built in 1910 as a cow dairy. And so I had all these old buildings. They were all dilapidated and broken down, but she saw something in the space that could help the business. So I just did it. I knew absolutely nothing. And from those 6 goats, the 6 became 12, 12 became 20, and here we are almost 28 years later.
And how many goats do you have now?
We currently have 142 goats. We milk them once a day.
And I love your goat count when you have the babies coming in on.
Yes. So yeah, the baby goat count, they start arriving in early February after we've had a little winter rest and we're all energized again and we're all so excited for the babies to arrive. And it's like, oh, babies, babies. And the first ones arrive and it's so fun. And then it's like, oh no, not more. It just goes on and on and on. And then we have maybe 250 babies born each year.
Holy moly, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're cute initially and then they're just not cute anymore.
But they love you. You're like the Pied Piper when you go into the field.
Of course.
Here's your beautiful tray of your cheese board today, Dee.
Lovely.
And we're enjoying the cheeses here, Karina, Ben, and I. And all of you guests, I encourage you to order some Harley Farms cheese because they're delicious. I've already dove into 2 of them already, so it wasn't hard to talk me into doing that, Dee.
Lovely.
Dee, since you're so tech savvy, would you like to give a tour of your farm?
Absolutely, yeah, we can go. Well, first of all, we're in the hayloft above our dairy and our shop right now. We host monthly farm dinners here when, you know, we're not in a global pandemic. And people buy space at the table and reserve space ahead of time. We also do kind of small weddings and tours of the farm. So a lot of people do come through this space. So I'll just give you a little bit of a view of the upstairs.
Gorgeous.
And then we're going to go downstairs, the original staircase.
And I do love all the woodwork that Bill's done for you over the years.
Yes. So we go into our shop. Please note the little screech and then the clank. And these are our cheeses that we have on display right now. The shop is a lot smaller than it used to be, just because of what we're dealing with the current situation. We make bath and body products. This is our little checkout area. And we do also like little picnic items. And we have a lovely pond in the middle of our field. So people pick up picnic items and go and have a little picnic up there. So this is our little shop. And then out here is our milking parlor. Can you see okay?
Yep, it looks beautiful. You're doing great, Dee.
Oh, well, this is new for me, Sheana. Okay, so this is our milking parlor here. With one of the original De Laval receiving jars there. So this is our milking parlor. We milk the goats once a day only. Our silos full of specially formulated pellets for our goats. And Because it's such a hot day today, they're all kind of, here they are, they're all having a little lay down.
Oh, good, they're all in the shade today.
Can you see them okay?
Yep, they look beautiful.
You see them okay?
Yes, we can, thank you.
And then we come back out of the milking parlor over here. And
it looks familiar.
We're going over now towards the pasture, which they're not going out into the pasture at the moment because it's so hot. But they get up and all go out as a herd, really. We have rainwater collection tanks over here that collect rainwater, you know, when in the winter months, and then we use that to water our beautiful garden right here, and that's the back of the dairy, which is where we came from.
Very nice view, beautiful.
These, can you Can you see them?
Yeah,
did you see them?
Yep.
And this is our farm kitchen, where we make all our value-added products for the shop. Right here, the cook's busy at work.
On your cob.
And then I'll take you really quickly into the dairy, and then you can see the cheese making.
Oh, great. I hope you all are enjoying this tour of Harley Farms. Thank you, Dee.
All right, so and this is chef that we just hung this morning that was pasteurized yesterday. And then the whey is being collected, and then we give that to a friend who has pigs, and he trades us 1 pig a year for them. Right now, we're taking some of the chef from 2 days ago, and we're packaging it. Some fresh parsley. We're using apricots, cranberries, fresh chives. We're going to be cutting up the chives.
Looks beautiful.
And then here, oh, just one more thing. This is a little pot of milk going on for ricotta. And then this is our bulk tank where all the milk from the goats goes. And then we come back into the shop with all our different things for sale, goodies. And then we'll go, and then we can go back upstairs now.
Great. Dee offers a great farm tour, and even during the pandemic times, you can visit her farm, pick up some cheeses, and have a picnic out in the herb farm or by the pond, which is a nice benefit during these challenging times. Welcome back.
How was that? Was that okay?
You're a rock star.
It would be nice to go over and see our pond and our irrigation system. That's been a huge asset for us that just got completed this year after 9 years of working on it. So now we have an abundant amount of water, so we can water the pastures and the goats can eat the grass, which is what we feel is our secret ingredient to the flavor of the cheese.
Absolutely. Dee, we have a question that came in.
We have what?
Do you use woofers?
No.
Okay, no woofers. What's the other question?
Let me see.
You gathered some questions while you were giving a tour, Dee.
Well, you know, the woofer thing, I just want to clarify that because it is a fantastic program. It just, we're at such a stage in our business that each department of our business, because we have lots of like little things going on. It's fundamentally a goat dairy farm, but we also have the shop and we have tours, we have farm dinners, We have value-added products that we make in our farm kitchen. And so it's really difficult to have people who are not involved in that on a daily basis come into work here. It actually generates more work for us. So at the moment, we're just not set up for something like that. But I do believe in the program.
And same here. I do believe in the program too, but it doesn't fit our model.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be able to make cheese for us. They need to be able to work a farm dinner. They need to be able to deliver cheese. They need to be able to answer emails. And that's why we've stayed at the size we are, because the three of us can operate the business.
Exactly. I mean, I think we're very similar that way. We've just decided that we want to stay small and very good, and be kind of in control of all the little parts, the moving parts of what we do on a daily basis.
Well, Dee, I do remember when both you and I were selling cheese nationally. And one evening we crunched all the numbers and both decided to pull out of national sales. And we still, to this day, do all direct sales. I can tell you exactly where all of our cheeses are.
Yeah.
With the exception of guests that come in to buy cheese. I try to get to know them all, but I can't. But so we know which restaurant serves our cheese and which retail has our cheese. And then the rest is direct out of our cheese shop, like you.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we're 90, maybe 95% now of everything we make is sold out of our own retail shop, or to 4 different wholesale people that are just in this local coastal area who are our original customers. We're not national at all. And
same here. Once in a while, I will ship cheese to Louisiana to Cochon because he's a friend of ours.
Right.
And
well, that's okay.
That's because it's fun to do that. And then once a year, we ship to all the Bouchons around the country through the Thomas Keller Restaurant Group, and that's worth doing for us. And every time I do that every year, I'm like, thank God we don't do daily restaurant shipping, because I swear it would kill me, all the packaging.
And look at what's happening right now. It would be devastating to a small business if all our sales were to restaurants right now.
Ours are all out our front door, technically. We just reopened this last week. We were closed from March 5th until last week because we had to get re-permitted to do a retail cheese shop. But I roll my eyes and we're open. So looking forward, we now have our cute little cheese shop. See, Dee, you're ahead of me. I would like to give you all a tour of the cheese shop, but I'm not that tech savvy.
Not like me. Very tech savvy.
I guess Karina could attempt, but it might be a challenge. Karina's going, no, because we're on a computer.
Well, I think what you're bringing up, though, is you've always maintained your options, and this is a perfect example of why we want to always have options, especially as a small business, so we can just move towards something that works. I think that's where we're able to be, well, at least survive and move towards thriving in this current situation.
Absolutely, because if I or you had all our eggs in one restaurant basket, I'd be
yeah.
And if I had
as we are seeing with many businesses.
And same with our events and cheese classes. We've moved our cheese classes to virtual.
Yeah.
We're starting to get virtual cheese classes, which I predict you will too, Dee.
Yes.
Your corporate customers miss you as they miss us, I know. And they're now after 6 months, and we're now doing virtual cheese tastings. And it's
That's
actually
fantastic.
It's a new layer. So we get a group next week of 20 people. So we'll ship out 20 boxes of cheese. And then we're all going to Zoom together for 1 hour, and everybody will have a cheese board.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And your cheeses are perfect for that. So we'll chat about
I'll be shipping you some up then.
Yes. So Dee, tell us about some of your value-added products that you're making.
Well, because of our farm dinners and events that we've done over the past several years, we are permitted. We have a permitted kitchen, and we have a restaurant license. And so we're able to make different food products. So we've just expanded those because we live in Pescadaro, as you know. It's a very rural, beautiful, small village. just an hour south of San Francisco and a beautiful drive down the coast. So it's a great day trip for people. So we're just seeing families come out, groups of people that, you know, feel safe together, coming out, buying things and going and sitting by our pond at the picnic tables, just so they can feel somewhat normal. So we've just responded to that because, like you, when you have a shop, you're listening to what people want. They're talking to you all the time. So we just responded to that very quickly. And now we make farm egg pies and little pasties. We make Scotch eggs. We do picnics on the weekends that people can reserve, and they can go and sit in our secret garden and have with a group of 4 people. Or you can bring your family and just buy a few little things and go and sit by our pond. So we're trying to cater to every kind of different need, really, of what different people want, because we have so much space. People can enjoy the space and feel safe. So we're constantly evolving, like you are. Something like this, who would have ever predicted it, but it just kind of gets your creative juices going, and you have to survive. You have to wake up. I mean, in our case, we have all these goats we have to feed, and we have to milk them. There's no option. We have to make it into cheese. There's no option for any of that. So we had to really invent ourselves very, very quickly, overnight, literally, just to keep the cash flow going so we could keep doing that. And now we're finding out there's a lot of things that we actually like about it. And there's a lot of things we won't go back to.
And I would agree with you on that. Our cheese shop, you know, we'll probably double the production in our cheese shop by next week. We wanted to get the doors open.
Yeah.
And so we did like a soft opening, if you would. Mm-hmm. And we have now added deliveries, what we call from Carneros, where we're at, to Kansas, which is 20 miles away. So every Wednesday we do delivery to who used to be our catering clients. We now deliver them food prepared for the week.
Yep. Yep.
And we found a niche because they trust our sanitation and safety. Yep. And Ben does all the deliveries, and but we instantly pivoted into that within the first week of COVID due to requests.
Right, exactly, but also a major part of that is that they have a relationship with you and Ben and now Karina. They've had a long-standing relationship with you. This is not just a person, hey, I'm calling you up, I've got some prepared food. This is a history kind of friendship building relationship that is now they're helping you like you've helped them before. And that's exactly what's happening with us. You know, all the people that got married here, we called them, we sent them emails telling them what we were doing. They brought people, they told their friends, and it's the same thing. It's about the relationship, which is why you can just do that and change that around. It's a lot to do with the effort that you've already put in the years, not just days and months, years beforehand.
I think my favorite request came from one of our, like your 3-finger bill, we have Glenn. And Glenn, we acquired Glenn when we moved into the warehouse district here, because he used to have a warehouse. Right. So we kind of I naturally acquired him because he's an old man, right? And so he instantly said, you need to have free coffee, because I don't want to put an espresso machine in. So now every Friday, Saturday, we set up complimentary coffee. And it's the craziest, sounds silly, but there's no coffee shop around us.
How weird. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, great. And we're serving coffee too. We're serving coffee too. It's like, whatever. People want to come and support you. They want to come and support me. They want us to be here after it's all over. And people want to feel good. They want to feel good about where they're going and who they're supporting. And when you're a real person and you're backed up with a real business and you have relationships with all the different people that your vendors and things, people want to feel like they're contributing. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful moment for businesses like ours.
Do you know who else is doing really well, and you'll love hearing this, is Amelia Sweetheart in Pierre Luck, Texas.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great.
Her cheese shop has expanded.
Yeah, good.
And Sarah Marcus at Briar Rose up in Oregon. Yeah. And her too has expanded.
Wonderful. That's so great.
I love sharing that success of these smaller, like you and I and them, And Sarah has had a huge amount of support from Rainbow Bracelet Co-op.
Wonderful. That's so great.
Yeah, and so Gordon Edgar has really, as Sarah will say, has single-handedly saved her farm by doing the cheese boxes every week.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because she had to.
Yeah.
And when you, I think part, well, you're the same way too, but part of being a farmer, I think you know, you wake up with a plan, and the whole plan can like go out the window in the first hour. If a pump breaks, or the pasteurizer breaks, or the, I don't know, the electric goes off in our case. And so you're used to kind of doing that kind of dance through the day. And so this was just a bigger, longer dance that we had to kind of adjust to.
Definitely. Well, we've all been preparing, but didn't ever know what would occur. But we've had power outages, we've had wildfires, but now we have a pandemic. But thanks to you, I was thinking about it when we reopened last week, which is why I called you, is in the warehouse district, there's these beautiful table makers right behind us.
Oh.
And so today we're getting tables from them to put out front. And luckily, nice. One neighbor in our warehouse loves what we do. So he's like, you can have the parking lot. So now we have a huge parking lot with tables, and we got wine barrels because we're in wine country. And so people can stand in a wine barrel, or families can sit so they can come in and get food. And like you said, people are just looking for an open space. Mm-hmm. And we're not a dairy like your beautiful dairy, but we do have a nice, what I call the horseshoe walk. It's about a half-a-mile walk around the warehouse, but it's open space. And our customers, I'm now seeing them bringing their kids and riding their bikes.
Yeah, you know, and it's different. It's different. It's like a behind-the-scenes secret. It's fun.
It is, and so it's become really fun for Ben and I. And you know, we can't put out the games, but pre-pandemic, we quickly realized that people just wanted a place to hang out before the pandemic. So we put out chairs and tables and games, and you know, we have a little doggy area over on the side, and people love it. And so now we've just reinvented that space. Less people, but more open. Yeah. And it's working.
Yeah, and it's going to be like this for a while, right?
It is.
I mean, you know, we're not out of this at all.
Well, luckily, let's see if I'm going to try and do this for you, Dee. So I'm going to give you the roundabout tour of our place. Here's the warehouse. You got Ben over there.
All right.
You got.
Great. Oh wow, it's massive. That's great.
You got Karine over there. And then we got the whole little kitchen area, right?
Right.
That's our old stove from our house.
That's great, Sheana.
And then, so see, I'm just showing you that I can do this, Dee.
Yeah, I am quite impressed. We've really moved forward in life, haven't we?
We have. And so just for your humor, I'm going to give you the tour over here just for the one time. Okay.
Right.
Moving forward, I'm going to give you.
You've got like a whole recording studio there.
We do. So this is our hallway with art. Okay.
Wow.
This is our cheese cutting training room. So we have all the supplies. And then here comes the cheese room, or the retail shop now. So you can see everything there.
Yes.
And like your bill, we have all these beautiful tables that were built for us. And then we walk out here. And here is our retail reach-in that we reach in, not customers.
Right. And you have your window? Is that your window?
We have a window, and here's our outside area.
Oh, it's huge. That's wonderful.
And on Friday, Saturdays, we block it off with cones.
Yeah.
And then we put picnic tables out.
Perfect.
And we're re-landscaping over there for and then coming in here, coming back in here. There's Ben, thanks Ben. And then we're gonna go back to the cheese station and try some cheese with you, Dee. Okay, so we both took on a new adventure today, Dee.
Yep.
Okay.
A new adventure. Why not?
So I wanted to know, how long do you brine your feta?
1 year.
1 year.
We have it in saturated. It takes about 4 days to make and kind of dry out a little bit with kosher salt, and then we put in saturated salt brine for a year.
1 year.
So it's crumbly, yet creamy, and definitely on the salty edge. So good with the tomatoes right now.
That's what I'm gonna have.
I mean, just done. Salad, you could just have lettuce and feta on top, done. So good.
We're gonna see.
We call it white gold.
Nice. That is. Oh, I forgot to show you. There's somewhere. Last year, you know, when Redwood Hill Farm closed.
Yeah. Sorry, who closed?
Jennifer Weiss sold Redwood Hill Farm.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then the new company that bought it discontinued the cheese. I don't know why you buy a cheese company and then discontinue making cheese. So Jennifer Weiss called me up and asked me if I'd like to buy her cheese molds.
Oh, perfect. So you did.
I might have to share some with you.
Great. Come down and help us make some aged cheese.
Yes, I have the cheddar molds. Great.
Oh.
Look at these beauties.
Wow, that must have been difficult for Jennifer to do that.
It was, but I'm honored that she actually called and asked if I wanted to buy them for an unwritten token amount. She had to technically sell them, but it was more of a gesture than anything.
That's lovely.
And so we have these molds, we have the cheddar feta molds, and we have the Ravenstein gold molds. And we have the goat milk brie molds.
Great. Oh, that's great. That's full circle, Sheana.
Super fun. So we currently use them for display or holding our stickers because we don't know what to do with all of them.
Right.
But I shared
all in good time. All in good time.
I shared some with Sarah Marcus. She's making cheese out of them up at Briar Rose. And then we'll share some with you and we'll come up with something. Sarah and I made a collaboration cheese.
Great.
Called Layla in the old camellia mold. And it's a cow milk, Guernsey cow milk croton dusted with fennel pollen.
See, you're already on to the next iteration. It's
time. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So before we let you leave us, I always like to ask all of our guests, what philanthropic efforts do you do in your community? And I know you do, and I know that every cheesemaker is humble and barely ever mentions it, but I know that you volunteer. Can you share a few of your community projects? I think it's nice for people to know what all of us do behind the scenes.
Well, for us in this community, you know, it's a small village community, and people choose to live here in this type of place because they're of a similar, maybe a similar outlook on life. We have a very small high school with just 100 students, 90 students actually. So, well, most recently, our whole field has been taken over with an outdoor movie theater put on by a local organization in Pescadaro, and all the kids came with their families. That was last week and a couple of weeks ago. I'm also the president of South Coast Children's Services, which owns and operates a little thrift shop here in town. I've been on the board for 30 years now. And so we hire youth that can learn how to work in a business, in retail. It's also obviously a non-profit, so all the money that we make goes to high school scholarships, and most recently we're going to be looking at buying lots of computers for children in the area who are going to be moving to online learning. We've also just funded a couple of kids or youth to go to an online camp, a SEAL camp, which is heirs to our oceans that help raise awareness of plastics in the oceans. And the camp was supposed to be in Bali this year, and we were about to fully fund them going to Bali, and would have done, but they had to change it to online, so we funded them to do that. So we do lots of different things. And then my husband, who owns a restaurant here in town, I mean, we hire so many young people from this village, and it's like a little stepping stone into adulthood. They get a chance to learn to work and to communicate with people and become more social. So we're very involved. Baseball, all of that, you know, baseball, all the sports.
So I have to say, every time I come to visit you, you wind us into doing some volunteer work.
I know, something, right? You were bartending last time, I think, at something.
We helped you cater a memorial. We've been to basketball spaghetti feeds.
Yeah.
So but you know what? That's half the fun of coming to visit you.
Yeah, well, it's part of life here. It's part of how you choose you know, how you want to live your life. It's a lifestyle. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, we're very involved.
And we love that about you and your husband. And tell Tim hello, please. And when this is over, we will be back down to visit.
Well, we'd love you to come down and bring some molds and let's make some cheese. And I'd love to come up and see your place. I'm so happy for you. Well done.
Thank you. And Dee, we'll post this video and I'll send you the link so you and Tim can have cocktails tonight and watch you on video. And,
fantastic. Let's do it.
And thank you again. And I'll be in touch very soon. And
okay.
We love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye, Ben. Bye, Karina.
Bye, Dee.
Bye, Sheana. Thank you.
Cynthia said it's a great experience.
Oh, Cynthia. Our Cynthia says hello.
Oh, hello. All right. See you. Enjoy that cheese.
Okay. Thank you, Barbie.
Thanks.
Bye, darling.